Welcome back, everybody. My name is Winback, and on today's episode of Heroes of the Storm, we are going to be playing Garrosh, and he's gonna be in the off lane. Tell me about it. I was gonna play this build down in the bottom side of the map, but I have been thrown in a game with another tank, so here we are. This is a YouTube channel, though, after all. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. We do 4 of these videos a week, and the current name of the game is to, well, do things. Funny, weird, goofy, you know? It's good. It's a good way to do things. So, Garrosh, of all the tanks, I think probably has one of the more consistent offlane builds, and you're going to figure out why in just a little bit. But if you haven't seen Garrosh in a while, his abilities, number 1 are going to be the Groundbreaker, ZRQ, deal 84 damage to enemies in an area. Heroes hit on the outer edge are stunned by 0.5 seconds and then slowed for 40% for 2 seconds. Bopped him right on the edge just as he sprayed. I don't think you understand just how bad this is going to be for you. Gonna bop him again real quick. Take ourselves a globe and take 2 free auto attacks off of this really bad Zeratul. So, what are we looking at here with our W? This is our Bloodthirst. Deal 162 damage to an enemy and heal for 10% of Garrosh's missing health, while we get spray all over that Zeratul and show him who's boss. I mean, it's all about asserting dominance in quick match off lane. Truly, though, it's really about freezing the wave right in the middle here. So he has to come up and hit my wave while I'm standing on top of it, and then I can basically just slap the bitch right off of him, you know, because Garrosh does not care about anything that Zeratul does. Really, no one cares about anything that Zeratul does until far later in the game. But here we are. Now, our E is called Wrecking Ball. This is the trademark ability of Garrosh himself. He is going to throw a nearby enemy hero, minion, or mercenary to the target location, dealing 102 damage and slowing them by 30%. He thinks this is somehow going to go well. I have so much armor, it's insane. Which leads us into our trait. Our trait is called Armor Up. We are going to gain 1 armor for every 2% of our maximum health that we are missing. And Zeratul doesn't seem to understand that, minions, all my minions, helping so much to keep that bad boy nice and seated where he belongs. Yeah, but obviously our health bar is deceptive because the lower health that we are, the more armor we have, so the more effective HP that we have. And what effective HP is the amount of HP that the enemy actually has to, the amount of damage that the enemy actually has to do to you to kill you. So when we have 200 health, you have to couple onto that the amount of armor that Garrosh has. So dealing 200 health and damage is infinitely more difficult than dealing 200 damage to a person without 50 armor. See? Makes sense? I'm sure it does. Okay, well, looks like my team's coming up to help me out with the objective here. I don't know if you can leave. Looks like you figured it out, too. The enemy team coming up to try to defend the Zerg wave, but, I mean, really, what can they do? Chromie's down in the bottom lane for some ungodly fucking reason, which is the exact not place you want her to be. And since Zeratul's still up here, I'm not super concerned about going down there to deal with Chromie either, so not that it'd be difficult. To be perfectly honest with you, I think this build for Garrosh is extremely good at bullying other offlaners or people who are just trying to offlane. You know, so characters who aren't necessarily offlaners, but get kind of relegated to the position to soak. Yeah. So let's get into the build here, because it does take a couple weird paths that you might need to be aware of. We're going to take Body Check at level 1. This is going to give us an extra activatable key on our 1. and it's going to be dealing 146 damage, slowing the target by 35% for 3 seconds, and is going to reduce their healing for 3 seconds as well. That fits so well with everything going on in Garrosh's kit, because all of his abilities, with the exception of our W, slow also. So body check, it's got a slow built into it, but it's also got an added utility in the healing reduction. So literally everything except Bloodthirst for Garrosh's kit has a slow and some other form of something really good going for it. It's neat. I didn't really realize that until I started playing more of this kind of Garrosh. Oh, I got whipped. I don't like it. Wow. Holy shit, that Chromie just got blasted for standing completely still. Well, back to the build, because Murden's just going to jump out. Nova's still on the top side of the screen. Really not sure why Anubarak is jumping in, but here we are. And then the enemy team just seems to be very frightened of my presence, period. So that's good for us. Our level 4 talent is going to be in for the kill. And this talent specifically is why Garrosh has such... I don't want to call it a good time. He does a lot more in the off lane with this talent than a lot of people give him credit for, and I don't think this talent gets taken nearly enough. Nor do I think offlane Garrosh has played nearly enough with this talent. Oh, Chromie, where do you think you are? Do you think you're safe? You thought you were going to hit your B button and just be okay there, but I saw you coming. Now, what In for the Kill actually does is we are going to increase Bloodthirst damage against non-heroes by 70%. Killing them with Bloodthirst resets its cooldown and refunds its mana cost. And that's killing any enemy. So even if we use it to kill a heroic target, we are going to get the mana and the cooldown back instantly. Which is nice, because sometimes that W is going to get the killing blow. More often than you might think. It's actually really, really good. But what's going to happen is essentially you're going to throw a minion onto the wave. You're going to chunk it with your Q a little bit as well. And then what you're going to do is just hit your W on all the weaker... missed him by just a little teeny bit. And then you're going to go down the minion wave, hitting your W on them, killing them, resetting the cooldown, getting all the mana back, healing yourself as well. Maybe not for a whole lot, but it does do that. And the wave's going to die pretty quick. So Garrosh does have a shitload of wave clear with this build, and no one, I think, really understands that. Because basically Indomitable on this tier is really hard not to pick. But with the inclusion of Medallion, I mean, seems like maybe it's fine. I cannot get onto the Kael'thas in time. We're going to grab the Anubarak instead because he's just standing right on top of my nuts. Oppressor is what we're taking at level 7, so when we auto-attack things, they are going to reduce spell power by 40%, which is awesome when we're punching Kael'thas, or Chromie, or Auriel, or Zeratul. Literally anyone on their team getting hit by our auto-attacks is going to have a bad time, because 2.5 seconds of reduced 40% spell power is nuts. Our level 10 talent is Decimate. If you've been around the hero scene long enough, you know Decimate gets a bad rap, but it is actually extremely good. And it's going to create a very large threat range for Garrosh that just gets slept on like mad. Finally got my ult back, so we can kind of peel off the Zeratul on our backline. Just kill him out entirely. I love it. So much fun. But Decimate, what it's going to do is obviously it's going to slow, because you should be sensing a theme here. But it's also going to deal 83 damage to nearby enemies. It's going to deal 100% more damage to heroes. Each hero hit reduces the cooldown by 1 second. Now that I did not know until very recently. So if you're hitting multiple people with your Decimate, you're going to have the cooldown up way more often. Because it is an 8-second cooldown. It has 3 charges. But if you are running into the thick of things, hitting multiple people with Decimate, you're going to have that ability up so often. And the 40% slow on that bad boy is ridiculous. Especially for characters who need to get into melee to make things happen. Like Garrosh, and even to some extent the Anubarak and the Ariel, to follow up on everything, have to get pretty close to us. Or our team. Oh my god, why is everybody following me? All this stuff happening on the top side of the map, and you guys want to slum it down here with the Garrosh, who's literally unkillable? Turns out you can also use your in for the kill for your W on Anubarak's beetles, which is basically going to kill them instantly, give you some heal off of that, and make Anubarak's life really sad. Especially if he's building beetles, you know? It feels good. It feels good. You do have to kind of be aware of that situation, but it does happen on occasion. Our 13 talent, though, we're going to be picking up Blood Craze. I wasn't entirely sure which talent to take, to be honest with you, because defensive measures feels good with getting shields, but the amount of use that I've gotten out of my Q in this game has been fairly small. We're not hitting like big groups of people with our Q. We're mostly picking one person, getting the knock up after the throw, and double up. As good as it is, having that double armor, I haven't really been in a position where I've been scared of dying. So, Blood Craze is just going to give us the ability to heal up an additional 15% of our max health over 3 seconds when we hit a hero with our W, which is incredibly easy. And, I mean, we'll give our Stukov a little bit, 160 health. Wasn't ever concerned about your stupid Pyroblast, Kael'thas. I'm the War Chief. Ooh! Beetle delivery. Our 16 talent is called Seasoned Soldier. Gain 5% max health, increase Groundbreaker slow duration by 1 second, and Bloodthirst gains an additional charge. Having 2 charges of our W is mega important, and being able to have that 5% additional max health makes us lots more tanky as well. I guess the slow duration increase is nice, but mainly I want it for the double charges and the max health increase. If we had made it to level 20, I would have taken Deadly Calm, which is the upgrade for our ultimate, and Deadly Calm reduces damage for the enemy team, anybody hit by Decimate, by 40%. So obviously our damage reduction on our auto attacks is huge already, so you couple that with the damage reduction from Decimate. I mean, we're going to be turning everybody's damage so far down that they cannot do a damn thing, assuming they had even made it to late game. We were just kind of picking them up, throwing them all over the place. They really did not have a good game. Yeah. Why burning beetles? You didn't build beetles, so why take burning beet? I don't even know what you're building, man. I don't know. That build makes my brain hurt. But we are going to be ripping an Anubarak beetle build this week. So, I will show you guys how to actually play with this talent. Oh my god, only one of us died. I didn't realize that game was such a stomp. Damn. Would you look at that? Oh well. Here's the talents again in case you need them. We've got Body Check, In for the Kill at level 4, Oppressor at level 7, Decimate at level 10, Blood Craze at 13, 16 is Seasoned Soldier, and level 20, Deadly Calm. Assuming that you get to level 20. but winning the game early is also very fun. So I will see you next time. Thank you so much for hanging out. Peace.